Well, hello once again. It's Bug Eater 64, and yep, behind me you see the Bell 412, and we're going to be flying that today. We're going to do a FS Economy flight, again, about 66 miles, and we're going to be flying from Greenville Spartanburg International, the KGSP, up to Charlotte, North Carolina, at to KCLT, and we're going to be doing that flight in the 412 there, and hope everything goes well. So, look forward to having you along for the flight, and we'll see you real soon. And let's get started here. Okay, so here we are in the 412, and as you can see, I've got the dual GTN 750s in there, and they come a long way to help with doing some of these flights, especially longer ones that I don't want to hand fly. So we'll see how that goes. It's the first time I've used them in this helicopter, and we'll give it a shot. So let's see about getting the engine started. And that the autopilot's and SAS system up to date. Crack the throttles. Let's see. Alright, the engines are running. Got some sound issues here. Okay. Well, we'll get rid of the GPU. Work on that sound here in just a minute. See if I can make it better and get our generators on. Let's go ahead and reset it. Okay. Inverters are on and the collision lights are on. Nav lights are on. So far we're looking like we're getting everything set up properly. Okay. So this lower, let's see, yeah, the lower GTN, we're going to set that on, the weather isn't working, but I'm going to use it on terrain.
HTOS test OK.
Thank you very much. And then the top one will actually set in our flight plan. And we're leaving from KGSP
Test OK.
to KCLT. So let's go ahead and get that locked in. T. And double check, make sure the leg is activated. And we'll get back to map. Alright, so that's set. Controls are looking good. Yeah, that sound is not quite right. We're going to have to make some adjustments to that. Can't hardly hear that beast. Okay, so we made the adjustments to the sound, so now things are looking a little bit better. Alright, so let's give it some collective and get moving. Before we do that, let's go ahead and get this upper display going so I can look at the go. Okay, no, the GTN 650 is not going to accept that. Alright, so let's go to radar. No, map, that's what it is, yeah. Alrighty, so we have our map set up. So let's now see about getting ourselves out of here and up to Charlotte, North Carolina.
FSE flight not started.
And I knew it. I forgot to start the FS Economy flight. So what I'm going to have to do is land here. So we'll get it on the ground here. Get the people in the tower all excited. Co-pilot was supposed to remind me. Didn't do it. Didn't do it. Yeah, oh, we're dropping too
50.
Yeah, this is gonna hurt. Okay, hard landing. It tells me I'm wasted, but there's no damage to the helicopter. It's just a hard landing. So we'll go ahead and see about getting logged in. And we haven't done our alias yet, so we're going to have to pull that up and get our alias so we can start our FS Economy flight. And it should be just Bell 412, but we'll see if it takes it. Let's see if it'll take it this time. Nope. Okay. Probably gonna have to. We'll take a look here. That's the one thing I don't really care about with FS Economy is some of these can get downright pain in the keister. But we'll get this one taken care of real quick. It's my bad. I should have done it before we even started engines. Alright, let's see about... we're going to put a space between Bell and 412. And it accepted it. Imagine that. Alright. Flight has started. We're ready to go to Charlotte. So let's go. And we got that going. And unfortunately, I forgot to turn the camera back on. So, we've been flying around and got in some clouds, and I got a little bit confused and haven't realized I'm actually just flying around in circles right now, trying to get things set up, see if I can get everything to work properly. So I'm actually, at this point, on my way back to Greenville, Spartanburg. Double checking everything, and I'll be turning the autopilot on to see if it will accept commands.
Obstacle, obstacle. Caution, caution, obstacle, obstacle.
Yeah, I see the
Caution,
wires.
obstacle, obstacle, obstacle.
They're way below
Caution,
me, though.
obstacle, obstacle, warning, warning, obstacle, obstacle. Warning, obstacle, obstacle. Warning, obstacle, obstacle.
Okay. Yeah, that was for power lines that we just flew over. And that's Greenville Spartanburg, so we're going to go ahead and hit the autopilot and see if it takes the command and heads us in the direction we're supposed to go. Everything else at this point seems to be working fine. Okay, well, autopilot kind of sort of worked. It never did fly, as we say, fly the purple, but it would take fly a heading. So, and at this point what I've done is still fighting with the autopilot system and the SAS, and now we have a new problem. My collective has stopped working, so we're trying to troubleshoot that. I've been turning things off, back on, and so far the collective is working. The cyclic is working. The collective is not. Don't know why. So we've got an issue because when I try to slow down, it climbs. And I need to slow down because we're approaching the Charlotte Airport right ahead of us. You can see it there in the distance. So I'm going to try and slow down. I'm going to let it gain the altitude, and then we'll figure out how to get it to land this thing. Trying to figure out what's happened. Even paused it and went to my control systems for the X-plane, and everything's working in there. But for some reason, and I'll welcome any comments or ideas from you folks that are watching this as to why the collective has stopped working with my HOTAS. So what I'm going to try and do is, once we get here, I'm going to try and use the autopilot system and use the descent portion of that and see if I can get it, try to keep it near a hover, and then but I'm still trying a couple other things here. But we're still climbing. I'll push the nose down and get us down some altitude. Try to circle, stay out over, basically over the airport, and we'll work our way down. We're gonna have to come up with something because our fuel is starting to get low. That could become a concern if we're not able to get. Okay. Yeah, I know, low RPMs. Put the throttle back to 100%. Just an idea. Just keep circling here and brainstorming, come up with some ideas. Okay, this isn't getting us slowed down, though. I'm not. Every time I try to slow down, she just wants to climb. So what started out as a pretty good day may not be a good day after all if I can't get this thing down safely. Don't want to destroy a helicopter worth a couple $1 million. Okay. Cut her down, and we're at right now probably what, 500-foot climb, just creeping up towards 1,000. Got the speed slowed down, but we got that climb, so gonna have to do some further experimentation, see if we can get this. We've got her under control, but we just, look at that climb rate. Okay. Well, the only thing I can think of is go ahead and put it in autopilot mode. Set the, I think the maximum descent rate is 800 feet a minute. So we'll try to get her to that. Initiate the vertical speed. Yeah, I think that's going to be my only option right now. So let's try to get her set up and do just that. Okay, so we've got it in vertical speed mode. We're at 800 feet a minute descent, keeping the speed as slow as possible. Almost in a complete hover, but not quite. But we are edging our way down and kind of watching our fuel. And then as we get a little closer to the ground, I'll decrease that descent rate. And trying just to make sure that we stay over the top of the airport. Try to keep it as steady as I can. Double check my position here on, make sure there's nothing underneath me that I'm going to run into. Try not to drift too much.
$500.
Alright.
$400.
Not sure where that echo came from all of a sudden. Didn't have it earlier.
$300.
Okay.
$200. 100, 100.
We may get away with this. That collective stuck in the full up.
$50.
Whoops, whoops, whoops. Hold it steady.
Warning, warning, obstacle, obstacle.
Alright.
Warning, obstacle,
climb.
obstacle.
Alright, so let's get her on the ground here. Alright, hard landing, but safe. Let's shut down these engines. And the flight, get our credit. Thank you very much, we got paid. Alright, so that's good. Alright, let's get these alarms off. Fuel shut down. I'm going to leave her right here. We'll let the maintenance crews figure out what. Let them come out and pick her up and move her. Well, we got her on the ground. No damage to the helicopter. Collective still stuck in a full up position. I'm really gonna have to look into that and see why that happened, because that just didn't make any sense at all. But we'll get her put to bed here. And that, there we go, is that. Let's go ahead and rotor brake. Good enough. All right, flight complete. And we got paid. Alright, well, wasn't that a fun flight? Ran into some issues. For some reason, the 412, partway there now, I've had it equipped with the GTN 750, which is a great help. I really like that piece of equipment. But ran into some real issues. My collective stopped working, so that's why we had that period where I was gaining altitude, had a hard time getting it to come down. Finally, and it wasn't a real pretty landing. Matter of fact, the landing gauge told me the aircraft was wasted, but there really wasn't any damage to it. It was just a hard landing. But that being said, you saw I had to actually use the autopilot system to get it on the ground. My collective was not working. Cyclic worked fine, everything. So I don't know at this point what happened. But we got her down. We got credit for the flight. And, you know, for those of you who came along for the ride, I guess it added a little interest. Sure gave some intrigue and interest to me trying to figure out how I was going to get this aircraft on the ground. Plus, if I didn't get it done pretty quick, we were going to run out of fuel, because I only put enough fuel in basically to do the trip. So some minor issues, but we got it done. And just one of those things that makes flight sims interesting and fun. And I had a lot of fun with it. So glad you came along. Hope you enjoyed the ride as always. This is Bug Eater 64 telling you, safe flying.